Apogea is a new medieval fantasy MMORPG for PC that's generating a lot of hype for its old school charm and challenging gameplay. Developed by indie studios Trinitas, it draws inspiration from classics like Tibia and RuneScape. Expect a top-down pixel art world, open exploration, and a no-hand-holding philosophy. In Apogea, you start as a squire and can later choose one of 3 vocations: the knight, mage, or rogue, each with its own skills and playstyle. The game emphasizes earning your triumphs through effort. The journey is tough, but very rewarding. Don't worry, it's also not pay to win, so everyone competes on the same playing field. The next playtest begins January 16th, potentially the final test before release, and many new adventurers are jumping in. To help you hit the ground running, here's what Apogea is and 5 essential tips to make your early game easier and more fun. Apogea drops you into a Tolkien-inspired open world full of secrets, monsters, and dynamic biomes. There are lush forests, deserts, swamps, and dark caverns to explore, all seamlessly connected and brimming with hidden quests and treasure. The game won't spoon feed you objectives. There are minimal markers or tutorials, so discovery is a big part of the experience. Early on, you might be doing humble tasks like slaying rats, which gradually reward useful beginner loot, such as simple swords or rings. Progression is a bit slower and more hard-bitten than modern MMOs. Apogea deliberately creates a nostalgic hardcore vibe where triumphs are earned, not handed out. Another standout feature is Apogea's risk and reward design. Combat can be dangerous. Death comes with a hefty penalty, around 10%. At times, the servers even enable open PvP, where players can fight each other freely. This means the world can turn deadly if you're not careful, but surviving those challenges make victory even sweeter. Despite the retro pixel graphics, the game's atmosphere is rich in detail. The developers hide many secrets in the environment. For example, a flickering torch or hidden marker might be a clue to a secret passage. All of this has fans incredibly excited. In fact, veteran players on Reddit are already saying Apogea is the only MMO that has had them excited since they were a child. If you love exploration and a bit of mystery, Apogea promises a nostalgic yet fresh adventure. Entering Apogea's world for the first time can be daunting, so here are 5 key tips to help beginner players get started smoothly. By default, Apogea may start in windowed mode. You can enable full screen by pressing Shift plus Alt plus Enter for a more immersive experience. Adjust your settings and keybinds for your liking. For example, ensure your attack and hotkey setup is comfortable. The game uses a classic point-and-click interface for movement and combat, so get used to clicking to move and interact. Also, familiarize yourself with the UI. Your map inventory and chat will be crucial tools you will play with. Remember, Apogea won't hold your hand, so embracing exploration is crucial. Talk to all NPCs you meet. Many offer tasks or jobs, which we know as quests. To initiate a quest, click on the NPC and type keywords like task or select the dialogue option asking for work. Once you have a quest, check the quest panel on your screen. Some quests will even highlight where to go on the map when you click them. If a quest tells you to speak to another character, here's a quick tip. Copy and paste the quest text into the chat with that NPC. The NPC will pick up the important keywords and respond accordingly. This saves time and ensures you mention the right topics. Read every piece of dialogue and lore you find. The books, the notes, signs, whatever it is, because the hints for puzzles or secret areas are often hidden in the text. In Apogea, knowledge is power. Experienced players recommend keeping a notepad handy to jot down clues, since the game won't record everything for you. And don't forget, click on street signposts as you travel. Doing so will label locations on your map to help you navigate. The world is huge and open, so roam around, be curious, and soak in the adventure. Apogea's world is full of hidden passages and vertical levels, so certain items are absolute lifesavers. Always bring a rope and a shovel in your inventory. Ropes allow you to climb out of holes or up ledges. Many dungeons have pits you might fall into, and shovels let you dig up soft soil or uncover buried secrets. Without these, you might literally get stuck in a pit or miss a secret loot. Players constantly advise always bring a rope and shovel. Another useful tool early on is a crowbar, used to pry open certain gates or chests. If you find one or can buy one, keep it handy. Health potions are also a very important item. It can save your life in a pinch. You can buy small health potions cheaply from caravan merchants or find a couple via starter quests. Additionally, food items like meat, fish, bread aren't just for show. Eating food slowly regenerates your health and mana over time. Keep some food on you so you can recover between fights without wasting potions. By carrying these essentials, you'll be prepared for most situations, whether it's climbing out of a dungeon, digging up a treasure, or surviving a tough battle. Inventory space in Apogea is limited by both weight and container slots, a true old school system. You start with a basic bag, but you want to acquire larger bags or backpacks quickly. Check the starting area for a free blue bag. There might be one at your spawn you can pick up. And know that you can also purchase a simple bag or backpack from the merchants for just a few gold. You can even nest bags inside of each other. For example, you can grab a 16 slot bag and put an 8 slot bag inside it to expand the space. Since you can't carry everything, be selective and smart about loot. Pick up valuable drops that many new players overlook. For example, low-level monsters like wolves and skeletons drop items such as wolf fur, skull, and bones. These might seem useless, but vendors pay good money for them. Early on, you'll notice some players discard cheap gear or materials on the ground. Grab those freebies and sell them at the appropriate vendor store in town for profit. Each main town has a market with different traders who buy specific loot, so make note of who buys what. Selling a backpack full of creature loot can fund your early equipment upgrades. Quick tip, in the starting city market, look for a vendor named Simon under the church who buys bones and skulls, and another who buys animal furs. These are easy gold for beginner loot. Managing weight is also important. Don't carry dozens of heavy weapons that slow you down if they sell for little. Focus on high value items. Lastly, make use of the bank, which is called depot in town. Stash items you want to keep safe or extra loot in the depot so you won't lose them if you die, and they don't weigh you down in the field. By keeping your inventory light and sell often, you will have plenty of gold and be ready to pick up new loot on your adventure. In Apogea, early leveling is best done through a mix of quests and light grinding. Start by doing the beginner quests in your spawn area. These often teach you the game's basic mechanics and give a chunk of XP and starter gear. Quests also familiarize you with the nearby locations and NPCs. Once you've done a couple of quests and reach a modest level, around 3 and 5, a great way to gain XP and loot is to head to the first dungeon area. Down there, you can farm weak monsters like gelatinous cubes, fleas, and goblins. These enemies respawn and are manageable for low-level players, and they drop common items you can sell. A single loop through the sewers can net 100 to 200 gold in loot, and sometimes a rare drop like an iron sword or a studded shield, which sells for at least 400 gold to other players or vendors. That's a huge boost early on. Another popular hunting spot for new players is a graveyard or crypt area with skeletons, if you have a shovel to enter. Skeletons not only give you experience, but drop swords or shields. Once you hit between 5 to 7, you can unlock your vocation and wear better gear. The main takeaway, do your quest, kill what you can handle, and use that gold to buy upgrades. Be cautious while leveling. Remember the death penalty. If your character dies, you lose around 10% of your total experience, which can set you back a lot of kills or even drop you a level. So play safe, keep an eye on your health, use a potion if you're about to die, and don't venture too far into the dangerous territory alone. If a fight looks tough, run away and live to fight another day. Also, bind your home temple. There's usually a statue or NPC in the starting town temple that serves as a spawn point, so that if you die, you're resurrected in a safe spot. Lastly, consider playing with a friend or party. Grouping up can make combat easier and more fun, as you can watch each other's backs. With these strategies, you'll level up steadily and be ready for bigger challenges ahead. Lastly, after you've gotten a feel for the game and gained a few levels, you'll be able to choose a location for your character. This is a big decision that shapes your playstyle. Apogea's 3 classes are Knight, which is a melee fighter, Mage, who is a spellcaster, and Rogue, which is ranged archer. Each class is fun, but they vary in difficulty for beginners. If you're looking for the easiest start, many recommend going with the Knight. Knights rely on swords and shields, have good defense, and don't depend on finite resources. You can swing a sword all day, which makes early leveling straightforward. Mages and Rogue, on the other hand, start off a bit more challenging. Mages have powerful spells, but very limited mana at low levels, so you might find yourself out of mana and forced to poke enemies with a weak staff or sword until you regen. Likewise, rogues can spec into archery, but arrows cost gold, and you can easily spend more on arrows you can earn from low-level monsters. There is a spell Conjure Arrow to create free arrows, but it requires 140 mana, which you likely won't have until around level 25. This doesn't mean you shouldn't play Mage or Rogue, just be prepared for a tougher early game. You'll need to use your resources wisely, buy mana potions or use daggers when out of mana. Use arrows sparingly until you make your own, and possibly grind a bit more. The Knight's simpler resource management lets you focus on learning the game, so consider if you're unsure. To actually unlock your class, you'll have to visit the class trainers. For example, there's a knight trainer in the chapel area, a mage trainer in the crypt, and a rogue trainer out by a monastery. Talking to these NPCs and possibly paying a fee will change your vocation from squire to the class you choose. Make sure you've saved up on some gold. Once you are a knight, mage, or rogue, invest in your new skills. Buy a couple of basic spells or abilities from class vendors. Also spend any skill points in your traits to boost your combat stats. Even a small increase can help. Choosing a class is exciting and opens up the full game, so plan for it and enjoy the new powers it gives you. By following these tips, you'll have a solid start in Apogea. Always remember that this MMO is designed to be an adventure. It encourages you to explore, experiment, and overcome challenges with cunning rather than shortcuts. As one player put it, the game has no clear direction, so go in with an open mind and explore. Don't be afraid to ask the community. The Apogea Discord and subreddit are helpful. If you're truly stuck on something, the developers and veteran testers are quite passionate and might also give you hints. Most importantly, have fun and soak in the journey. Apogea brings back that classic MMO feeling and wonder in discovery. So enjoy the ride, good luck in the playtest, and see you in the world of Apogea.